And we're live. We're in session.
We're in session. Fuck my life. I don't know I don't know how to start, to be honest, because that's the most random thing ever. I don't know this guy. I really don't know him, but he got a cool charisma, I would say. And I was like asking him, you want to join a random podcast? He was like, yeah, sure, why not? This guy is Josh Smith from Melbourne. We met each other yesterday in Puerto Escondido, Buena Onda, best hostel in the world. Fuck, man, he's so dope. And yeah, just talk.
To be honest, well, we were all talking about it. I thought, do you know what SingStar is?
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were doing, but it was the mobile version when I first saw what you were doing with the podcast.
I didn't, to be honest, but we could still do it.
We can try it out. But what I was saying, I didn't even know that you were doing a podcast on the road. I thought, oh yeah, maybe those guys are just really into their SingStar.
I just love SingStar, guys.
That would be a genius idea, don't you think? Just take SingStar on the road. I haven't played it in a while.
The same thing with Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah, I was really good.
Have you ever seen South Park? Have you following South Park?
Yeah, a little bit. Snippets, not too much.
Because there is one really random episode where everybody's going crazy about Guitar Hero and everybody's seeing this fucking, it's not an instrument, but this toy of the PlayStation as a normal instrument. Yeah. And there's a guy having a solo somewhere in the nowhere, in front of him, of restaurant, and then the romantic couple was like, look, he's playing our song, and you have you just hear it's so fucking shit, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
wasn't funny though, I guess.
My older brother is a podcast fiend, so he's going to be frothing when I tell him, mate, you would not believe it, but I am now on an international podcast. Would you say it's international? Have you got any sponsors yet?
Not yet, no, not at all. I'm just starting. Actually, I have to.
I'll sponsor you.
Thanks, Dom.
I don't even know what I've got, but I got a couple of pesos.
I really don't know.
I'll go across the road, give you a couple of Cocos, tacos, get you going.
Yeah, man, man, Australian English is the funniest thing ever for me. Sometimes I not understanding, but the more you talk, the more I can read out of the context.
I got to remember, just not so much Aussie slang.
Oh, no, it's okay, man. No. You should keep that. Be you.
English so well. Because it's good that you can pick it up, because most people just look at me and just go, what the fuck did you just say? I swear it's English, you know? But it's not. Turns out
it's a little bit different, but still, it's English. It's English, of course.
I know, but I find it interesting that just so many people find it so hard to understand Australian English. We just really go, wah, wah, how you going, mate? Wah, 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 and that's how we talk. My mate is really bad. No one understands a word that he says. His name's Cal, as in Callum.
Cal.
Yeah, Callum.
But his nickname is Cal.
Cal. Everyone calls him Cal.
Like Cal, like the animal Cal.
Like what?
Like the animal.
No. So that's why the Australian accent's fucked. No, that's a cow, like moo cow.
A cow.
Yeah, no, I'm saying cow, like C-A-L.
Okay, so Callum is Callum is cow, and the animal is cow.
Cow.
Oh fuck, man. Okay.
What? How do you say it? Cow.
No, cow.
Oh, cow.
Not cow.
Cow.
How do you say that? I say kangaroo. How do you say kangaroo?
Yeah, kangaroo.
Okay.
That's
is there
normal.
Okay, tell me something.
Do I really say cow like that?
What?
As in moo cow. Am I going cow? Cow. I'm going crazy right now. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to work on my Australian accent during this podcast. My first podcast, a little bit nervous. I'm not actually nervous. This is quite relaxed. You set up a really good atmosphere.
I mean, we're just talking shit, so I guess it's not an
pretty
art.
good place to talk shit.
That's
video
right, though.
Can't really see it right now, but to all our viewers at home, there's crystal blue water, lots of sand, beautiful beach.
Your Australian friends painting something,
we have
right?
Some Australian friends. Shout out to Max, Ryan, Steph, Molly, and Mika. A few degenerates that also found their way from Melbourne to Mexico. They're displaying their shit painting skills right now. Actually, that's really impressive.
That's nice, though.
That's so that is for the viewers at home that can't really see it and listeners. That's the Ninch, which is where we live, because we call it the Ninch because it's the peninsula. And that's the bay that they have
in Australia.
Yeah, and that's where we live. So I'm not fully in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I'm an hour southeast of the city.
Yeah.
So we're on the bay with with heaps of beautiful beaches and pretty similar setup to this, but the waves just aren't as good in Australia.
It's not that good like here, or it's better?
Nah, Mexico's the best. I
Why?
don't think. Oh, mate. Well, not necessarily here, but places down the coastline. Have you been down the coastline yet?
No, I'm gonna travel like
Got to get
next
to Barra
weeks.
de la Cruz, La Bamba. Oh, had the best waves because I started with a car in July, and we started in Puerto Escondido, had a Jeep and called it Jerry or Jezza.
Okay.
Well, we got passed down from a mate, the car. And then so we drove it all the way from Puerto Escondido, surfed all the way down along the coast, and then went to Panama, met my friend Max in Panama. And
Shout out to Max.
Shout out to Max. Wasn't planning on coming up to Mexico, but Mick over there, Mamiso, I guess, she was up here, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll come up to Mexico. And there was shit happening. There was Day of the Dead, went to San Cristobal, saw a bit of crazy stuff going on, and then gonna fly back down to Colombia and let the good times roll.
How long have you been traveling now?
4 months.
4 months. And how long are you gonna travel?
Maybe, I think about 7.
Seven.
About 7. So I'm in the second half of the trip, but I don't want to go home.
Okay, maybe. I mean, actually, I was thinking about just talking random shit, but your personality seems to be a little bit interesting, I would say. No, but what do you do? Or what made you do the trip, actually? What did you do before?
Well, so I'm a teacher at home. And
Okay, you have to repeat that. I didn't understand.
I'm a teacher,
A teacher.
like maestro.
Ah,
Yeah.
how did you say teacher?
Teacher. I don't know.
That's
I don't
okay,
know. Yeah. So, and I'm a secondary teacher, and basically, I just felt kind of young, and I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to like teach kids at the moment. Like, just felt a bit young. Needed to just grow up a bit, I think, and just do my own shit. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. But now I think, fuck, I don't want to go home and teach just yet. I'm not quite ready.
How old are you?
23.
23, okay.
And when
to be
you're
a teacher with
teaching
23.
like 13, 18-year-olds, you still feel pretty young, you know?
So, but for how long have you already been teaching? A year?
Oh, so I taught the first half of this year, but I don't have a job at the moment. It's a good lifestyle. Do you have a job? Is this your job?
No. Maybe it's going to be my job. I don't know.
In the future.
But I've been working as a sales engineer for 1.5 years.
A what engineer?
Sales engineer. So a salesman who is like an engineer.
Sales and engineering.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that a combo that exists in the world?
That exists, yeah.
What do you sell?
I sold sensors, machine safety sensors, but blah blah blah. Cool company. Shout out to Elobau.
Shout out.
But I quit because I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Because I'm 25 right now and I want to travel for the next 2 years.
Yeah. How long?
2 years.
Dude, that's
So
fucking mental.
when I come back, I'm gonna be 27.
Yeah.
But actually, shout out to Ana Pau. That's
Anna Pau, shout out.
best girl that I ever met in Monterrey. The one that is gonna open the clinic with this.
I heard a good story about you, Anna Pau.
Anna Pau, yeah, Anna Paula, but Anna Pau is her
Anna
nickname.
Paula, yeah, shout out.
No, she gave me before I left the book, The Defining Decade. I would recommend it to everybody. I'm reading it right now. Why your 20s matter and how you make the most out of it. At first, when you're like, I'm not a fan of books like these that like, why is that so important and how we make the most out of it.
Broaden your horizons.
Or actually, I don't like these titles like for dummies. It's just, but in the end, this book is different. It's not
good shit.
It's not like about like these typical cliches like carpe diem and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
How? What you should focus on when you're fucking 20.
Yeah.
And I just read one thing, like one chapter. It's called Identity Capital, because everybody of us has a kind of identity crisis. Like, it's not a crisis, but you're not just thinking, what should I do in my life?
Figuring it out.
And like accepting this situation or crisis, is however you define it, is okay. But you should do stuff. Just do. And create your own capital. Like it shouldn't be money. Like something valuable. Like if you're good in whatever,
selling apples.
Sell apples.
Sell
like
apples, bro.
if you love to do
selling
that.
apples, fucking sell the shit out of them. Let them know about it. This apple is great. It's got good crunch. Gotta love it. A little bit juicy. Doesn't go off.
Man, you could be a salesman though.
No, I've never been in sales. I reckon I'd be fucked. I would not be able to land a bargain ever.
No, but what I just wanted to say.
I'll try though.
I mean,
Shout out
you
to
could.
sales.
I mean, you're just 23. You could
Yeah.
sell apples sometimes.
Maybe I should get. My mate works at Apple, but I don't want to work at Apple. Well, we used to work at Apple, but maybe I should sell actual apples. Maybe I'd make a dime. Granny Smith. Have you ever had a Granny Smith apple?
No, actually, always.
Fuji.
No, not Fiji. No. What was the name? Like it's
Golden Delicious. Golden Delicious.
Man, I don't know the names, to be honest,
Oh,
from the
okay.
apples. But they're like typical supermarkets.
Jeez, maybe I know a bit about apples. I could enter the game. This is the identity capital you're talking about.
Capital identity of apples. So
Yeah,
okay,
nice. No, I agree exactly with what you're saying, man. That's why I went into teaching. I didn't need to go in and do something. I wanted to. I've always been around the people, so I just wanted to go down a path that sort of would amplify that for me, and teaching is. So I get to go in and talk shit to 25 kids for an hour every day. What's up? Shout out to Matthias.
Shout out to Matthias.
The sexiest 45-year-old I've ever seen in my life. He'll teach you how to tango. Don't you worry about that. Come to Buonaonda and he'll show you.
No, but since you're a teacher, what do you teach? Like
I teach.
Is there a specific course that you teach?
Yeah. So I teach. It's sport, like physical education, and a subject called outdoor education.
What is that?
So it's essentially like teaching kids. It's a unique subject in Australia. Maybe there might be something like it in Switzerland or something. I don't know. I think they have it in Canada.
Why did you say Switzerland?
Because it's like outdoors and mountains and shit like that. I've never been to Switzerland. Never been to Europe. But
shout out to Switzerland.
Yeah, shout out to Switzerland. You're fresh. But yeah, it's just about teaching kids about the outdoors and their relationship with that. So you go into the outdoors, you do hikes, surfing, rock climbing, all the cool shit.
All right.
And then you get kids to just be aware of the environment, think about it, different types, learning about everything, like even like something to do with marine environment, you'd go surfing and then learn about the environment with that sort of thing. So it's like it's hands-on.
Okay.
So you're learning, it's called experiential learning. So you're learning through experience.
Yeah, that's actually a thing that everybody should do. That's the easiest thing to learn some things.
I hate the classroom, man. I freak out when I'm in the four walls. I get claustrophobic. So outdoor ed for me personally is the best subject, and I can see kids that just hate school in like maths, but then they can come out and do something like outdoor ed and just absolutely love it and excel. And it's like, I don't think there's many subjects left, because say if you go on a hike and you'll go away for, it's like 3 nights, and you go hiking in the bush, and kids don't bring their phones, and they cook, they interact, like they play games with each other, and it's just like getting back to the essence of actual living. And I don't think there's many subjects like that in the world that actually do that, and I'm pretty lucky that I get to sort of teach that, you know what I mean?
Maybe
it's pretty unique.
Maybe it is going to be a little bit too philosophical, maybe not, I don't know, depends on your answer. What is the essence of life for you then?
Whoa, what is the essence of life? My grandpa's really good. I spent a lot of time with my grandpa. He's a wise man. He's had some fucking crazy stories go down. And he'd always said the essence of life is to give. And it's just to give what you learn yourself, give back, but then also not forgetting to give to you, if that makes sense. So
definitely,
he always thought that the essence was to give. And there was times where I wrote articles with him about his life. Fuck, he was crazy, man. He had a cousin. He's called Graham. Shout out.
The cousin or the grandpa?
The cousin's called Graham.
And the grandpa?
Like
what's the name of the grandpa?
Peter.
Like Peter.
Like
okay,
Peter Pan.
Okay, but Peter.
Shout out to Papa. Shout out to Graham.
Shout out to everybody.
Graham, though, he was a crazy man.
Yeah?
He did research in the field as a scientist.
Yeah.
And basically, he was doing research on a buffalo that was rare in the Northern Territory of Australia.
All right.
He's trying to find the East Timor buffalo. And he's a vet, so he's just doing research and stuff like this. And anyway, he was doing research one day with an Indigenous fella, and they'd been in the mud all day, and they were like, fuck, we need to cool off. So they went into a little like lake, to go cool off. You haven't been to Australia, but Northern Territory, there's a lot of things that will bite you and get you, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes in, he's washing himself off. Next thing, a crocodile comes and just goes bang like that, snatches onto his leg and gets him. When a crocodile, I don't know if you know, but when a crocodile latches onto you, it puts you in a death roll. So it spins you around until you get knocked out. So he got put in a death roll and he's getting spun around. Somehow was able to kick his way out and ran away. And to this day, he still has the crocodile tooth in his leg.
He has a tooth in his leg still?
Yeah, still.
Well, why is it still inside?
Because I guess it's like a trophy.
But actually you have the opportunity to put it out, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so. But for some reason or not, he chose not to get the crocodile tooth out of his leg. I don't know why.
Man, that's so fucking Australian.
Yeah, so that's Graham. That's some of the people in my bloodline. But he's a very softly spoken person. He was a vet, so he was in the outback, and if someone needed something, like if they needed a hand, they would just go to the pub and take their pet to the. Do you know what I mean when I mean the pub?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so.
The bar.
Like a bar, right?
Yeah. And they would just bring their animal. And so one time, this dude brought his dog in. He's like, Graham, I need you to castrate my dog. So he's like, rightio. Picks the dog up, puts it on the bar, chops its nuts off, and then the bloke just pays him in beer.
Okay.
And then that's just how they were doing it back then. I don't know.
That's
crazy,
one more time. That's so fucking Australian.
Oh, amazing,
I mean,
man.
I haven't imagined Australia like that, but it fits like to Australia.
Yeah, where I'm from, there's not really stuff like that happening. Like that's pretty. Well, it probably is, but nothing that I've come across yet. Only snake. You come across snakes all the time. You come across lots of spiders. There's sharks, but you just don't see them. There's heaps of sharks around where we live. That's why it's funny. Like we've had a few sharks out here the last week, but have you seen it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's
a little chiller.
I was surfing with some guys there, and suddenly like one of them called like tiburon, like shark in Espanol. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And then I've seen the fin.
Yeah.
You say fin, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, fin.
Like,
that's it.
What the fuck? But it was like just a meter or something like that.
Right.
And like 2 seconds after I realized that nobody gives a fuck, I was like, okay, I will just turn around and not give a fuck either, right? And that was it. Like, fuck, man. Doesn't matter. But before drifting apart into complete randomness and everything, still, because you mentioned regarding your grandfather that you wrote some articles with him, right? What kind of articles? How can I?
That was sort of he's still alive, but he just wanted to write some things as memoirs. So not for just because he's just had such a unique upbringing, he just wanted it to be recorded and documented. So then that whoever wants to read it, like I've kept the memoirs himself, but yeah, it was a pretty magical thing. He was typing one article up where he was talking about the 3 people that influenced him the most through life, and like he was like talking about his mother, and then he's like getting emotional. So pretty unique experience to be writing up these memoirs with him. And he's getting emotional with someone that's 2 generations younger than him. It was, So that
did he choose you to do that?
Yeah, he chose me because he doesn't know how to use computers.
And he loves you, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, shout out, Papa. I know you love me. But because he's just never chosen to figure out how to use a computer. But he's just one of those guys who'll still go. He's got his set of encyclopedias, and if he wants to find something out, he'll just go look it up in the encyclopedia rather than us. Nowadays, we just get the phone, Google. Fuck, no Wi-Fi. No, I don't know. No idea. So, yeah. He's old school, man. Old school.
Is it? Have you already finished it, or is he still writing?
Yeah, finished it.
Finished completely.
Yeah. So we did a series. I think there was 3 or 4 memoirs that we typed up in the end. All like really, really long. Like, took like days just to write it, but it was pretty amazing. Like his dad was a Presbyterian church minister.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah, church minister.
Yeah, I guess, church minister, like back in the day, would have been early.
Was it a thing back in the day? Like, was it like, I don't know, bound with any tightened with any cliches or whatever, or was it just a normal thing?
Nah. So if the town had a problem or if people had a problem, like they would go to him. Like he was the guy. This is my great grandfather, and so one time there was this is a classic story. I actually don't know if you're going to believe what's about to come out of my mouth.
Please. I guess everybody's interesting.
Oh, the view, I don't know. Okay.
Josh Smithers. Josh Smithers Smith. Got a story to tell.
Most of my friends, they do not believe this at all. And I'm like, and it makes me a little bit upset. So I hope the viewers at home, you guys will believe me. I never know if you will, but hopefully you will. Anyway, so my great-grandfather is the Presbyterian church minister, and if they ever had a problem, they go to him, like, minister, Johnny's run away sort of thing. Anyway, the circus was in town.
The circus? Okay.
Yeah. So circus back in the 1900s, they had all sorts of animals and shit like this going on. And then in the middle of the night, he gets a knock on the door. They're like, minister. They go, the elephant has escaped. And he's like, great. Just never smiled, just stone cold, just an angry man, So he took off his gown, put on his cloak, and he's walking over to this elephant, and everyone's going crazy. Like the elephant's up on its two hind legs, like losing it, destroying the streets and shit like that. And it just so happened to be that he had read the book a week earlier, The Boy Who Rode an Elephant, and he knew that if you pinch it by the ear, you can control a wild elephant.
Really?
So, yeah, he had this knowledge in his head already. It just was like lucky. Yeah, this is dead set.
That's some valuable lesson right now.
I know. So, yeah, if an elephant's ever going crazy, he walked up, crazy elephant, fucking going bananas. Everyone's like, people crying in the streets and shit like this. And he just walks up, stone cold, grabs it by the ear, and he just walks over to the circus people and he says, where do you want me to put this thing? Almost to say, don't ever waste my time again. I'm putting this away and I'm going to bed. And so that's what he did. And everyone was like, what the actual fuck? So yeah, that's my great grandfather, Presbyterian church minister, hard man.
Typical Australian. man, but how did he get up to the elephant, like to the ear? It's not like, or was it like a smaller one, or what the fuck did he use?
It's a good question because I wasn't quite born at the time, but I'm not sure. All I know is that he just knew to grab the elephant by the ear, pinch it, and just you'll have control. So maybe
if you believe this story or not, feel free to text Josh Smithers.
Haters, what's up? It's 100% true. Next we'll have to get my dad on the line, and my dad will 100% confirm it. Because when my dad told me that story, I said, you are taking the piss, mate. That is not true. Yeah. But I then confirmed it with my grandfather, the son of the Presbyterian church minister, and 100% true. Not a word of a lie. Crazy shit, man. That's just what was going on back in those times.
Back in the days, man.
Back in the days. Now look at us, eh? On vacay, get to twinkle our toes in the sand.
Just due to the fact that your grandfather was able to control a wild elephant.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you're here.
Yeah, that's it. Shout out to great grandfather, the Presbyterian church minister of New South Wales. And shout out to Jasper. Just looks like he's come in from a surf.
Yo, Jasper.
Yeah,
How you
Jasper.
doing?
How was it, brother? No good. Well, I mean, for the viewers at home, if you're ever thinking about coming to Mexico, La Punta's all right, but down the coast, I promise you get the waves of your lifetime. Are you a surfer?
Yeah, I'm not a proper one. Beginner, I would say beginner, but still, I'm gonna be surfing the next weeks, months. So I guess
it's the best place to do it. I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm a surf teacher at home.
You are?
That's what I do as well as teaching. Well, that's what I was doing when I was at university and stuff. So that's a sweet gig. So it's a lot easier waves than when you see the surf school out at La Punta. It's pretty funny watching it though, isn't it?
It is definitely.
Everyone's just eating shit.
Eating shit, man. It's funny that you're saying eating shit because a thing that I'm doing before I go to bed every day, I'm writing down 3 positive things or 3 things that I perceived as positive on the day, and I'm trying to define it for myself why I perceived it as positive. And one thing was the second day I was here because it was the first or the second time after 3 years going surfing again. And the first day I was just eating shit, and I wrote it down. Like the second day, standing my first wave after 1.5 days of eating shit and eating dirt all the time, or drinking salt water, and it was dope then.
Eating a bit of sand.
Yeah, fuck my life. Oh, man, but yesterday these waves, they were crazy, man. They were so fucking big. I mean, maybe for you Australians it's not that big because you got fucking waves over there as well.
Yeah. Nah, it's still pretty solid. I just wanted to surf out there, but the bloody competition was on.
Yeah.
And it was pumping. No one out. You don't see that much in Mexico. No one out. It's a good thing about Australia. You can find waves. Not many people. It's great, man.
I gotta visit you one day in Australia.
Oh yeah, bro.
For real, and then I'm gonna make a podcast session with your father.
Yeah,
with your great grandfather. And then we're gonna question once again if this story is true with the elephant.
Man. Yeah, I can tell you, it's 100% true. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. Like it's just almost outrageous. But it just goes to show that there's. My old man always said that when my grandpa like passes away, a lot of unique Australian history will like go down. So I'm trying to make the conscious effort just to hang out with him as much as I can and soak it up because he's just so fucking cool, man. So cool.
I appreciate that you're saying that. But I guess, and in this case, it's even more valuable that you wrote with him this whole memoirs.
It was
because
crazy.
Of course some things are gonna get forgotten, but still a lot of things are recorded, and because of that, some things are always going to remain. Within the family or whatever.
I think I need to start recording more stuff. My memory's fucked.
It is, and like not yours, mine as well. Everybody's memory for real. Just a football got kicked inside of Yair. Shout out to Yair, Mexican. Yair. He's the son of the cleaning woman of this hostel, and I played cards with him like the last couple of hours when I was waiting for you.
Oh yeah, nice.
No, he's cool guy. Cool guy.
Who won?
He actually. We played Naipe. Napie. Yeah, I forgot already. But it doesn't matter. Maybe we're gonna do a random podcast session with him.
Oh, that would be
dope actually. Yeah. First kick, the kid, like, and just in Spanish. But whatever. What I wanted to say.
Can you speak fluent? Oh, sorry, you go, man.
I can, but with a lot of grammatical errors, I would say, because I never learned it in school.
Yeah.
I learned it in Colombia when I was studying there, and here, and blah blah.
Okay.
But regarding fucked up memory, I realized that when I was reading books.
Yeah, right.
You know,
so
you're reading, and afterwards you're like realizing, man, this book is dope. And after a month or 2 months, whatever, somebody's asking, but why is it that good? Maybe you're gonna remember like two or three things, you know. But the majority of the things of the important things you're not gonna remember. And because of that, once again, I did it already in one podcast, and I'm still like stunned by this fact that he's doing it. Leva Konate, guy from Netherlands with roots from Mali and studying now in Monterrey, Mexico. This guy is crazy, like in a positive sense, because every time he reads a book, after 100 pages, he's stopping, and then he's going from the first page to the 100 page. And because he noted everything already, or put some notes on it, and he's summarizing these notes. And he showed me a document with 114 pages of summarized books, like 20 to 30 summarized books, just for him. And after, like, when you're asking him something about the book, he's gonna just go for it. Okay, this and that and da. And because of that, you're training your memory as well, because you're going through and through and through. And
I need to start doing that. I just read the book and then just put it down.
You
I need to do more than that. My dad's the quickest reader ever. I'm like, how do you even like remember what happens? And he goes, I'll just smash it. And I'm like, you're crazy. My grandpa on my mum's side reckons he reads a book almost every day. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? I guess you're retired and can sit around and do sort of chill a bit, but a book a day, is that just outrageous? Should I have said to him, I think you're talking shit. He would have probably turned around and just gone, Boosh, get the fuck out of here. But no, that's a really good thing to do, like just highlight things. Are you doing that now?
I'm doing it now. Since I met this guy, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, cool.
Because before that, I never did it. Yeah. I have like I would say like 3 favorite books.
Yeah.
But I could tell you like what is it all about, like a short summary, and that's it. You know, there are a lot of more important things you should remember, but you just forgot. And because of that, I'm doing it now consciously, and No, it's better. It's better.
Sounds
It's just
like you're
better.
really.
And since you're gonna be a teacher, I guess
Yeah.
it's gonna be better for you as
yeah,
well.
I've got to start doing it. I have a Kindle though when I'm on the road,
hmm
so you can still highlight things, but it's not quite like having the original packaging. You know? The original book. It's something about it. It's
Yeah, that's the thing,
quite
man.
nice. But traveling is good. A Kindle.
That's right, though.
Traveling's
That's
good.
right. Because, I mean, of course, but still, like, just the feeling going from page to page is like different, better in my case.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, I agree, but I don't know. I just on the road, it's just a really easy. You can even highlight a word. Shout out to Kindle. You can highlight
to
a
Kindle.
word, and it will tell you the definition of it straight then and there. So whenever you're reading and you don't know what that word is, which happens to me a lot, you can highlight it and it tells you. Amazing. That's the technology of today.
Okay,
it's like a microphone. We're talking into a microphone through a cord. Got the viewers back at home. Crazy, man. How many people do you want to get listening to this? 1 million? Is that the goal?
No. I have to be
1
humble.
million.
Of course, I have like high ambitions that at least it's gonna be successful for me.
Yeah.
What is success is like a different
Yeah,
question
yeah,
again. But I try to do it like for, let's say, 10 people, and 10 people is enough for me. If it's gonna be more, better. You know, better. It's okay.
Do you know that it could fully just be a thing that you do if you get it up and going? It could be a thing that you just do all the time and just travel around the world everywhere.
Would be nice
Because
though.
think about it. If you would just get sponsors and your whole idea is interviewing people on the road, then you're cruising because you got the sponsors, they fuel it. If you're looking for a manager, you can just hit me up, man.
All right.
I'm ready to get out of here. Let's go.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, so
I'll liaise with the clients going, yeah, you're a pretty interesting cat. Yeah, maybe you can get on this podcast. Oh, yeah.
I mean, for now, I have to say, maybe that could be an option, but I'm not sure yet. Let's complete like the first 100, and let's see how it's gonna roll when I'm gonna release this stuff. And we'll see, man. I don't know.
I'm inspired, man. It seems like you even, and it just goes to show the simple art conversation, how much you can actually learn and take away.
Actually, yeah, we already learned something, right?
And it's just the simple art conversation. And I reckon
the dog is just passing by. Okay,
out, that's Smokey.
Shout out to
Sickest dog
Smokey.
ever. Sleeps with its tongue out in the sand. Doesn't give a fuck. Does not give a fuck. Yeah, I think that in like today's world, we're starting to lose the simple art of conversation. Got screens up there. People forget what it is to interact with someone and have a genuinely good conversation, even if it's just talking shit.
I mean, we started with talking shit.
It's all about, it just comes and flows and goes like that. But like, fuck, like I look at some of the kids now in classes and they're freaking out because they don't know what to do. But as soon as they're on the screen, they're sweet.
I didn't take this into account, like this whole new generation ship with mobile phones and that are all growing pretty early. And in that case, the thing that you're doing, what was the course name again? Outdoor
education.
Outdoor education. Now I got it. I was like always like thinking maybe that's an abbreviation for something. Outdoor. No, because of that, it's even better.
Turns out that 50% of the podcast he hasn't even understood.
I just pretended to understand. No, but for real, like due to this fact, it's even better for the kids to do things like that.
Exactly right. That's why I think it's just such a rare subject now, and where you actually give yourself the opportunity. Like so many kids, I'll say, when was the last time that you actually spent 24 hours by yourself, no phone? And they can't tell, they literally can't tell me. And like, yes, they are kids and shit, and they're probably not just going to run off into the bush. But what I'm trying to say is like, no one gives themselves the time of day just to actually stop. Like even adults, like no one gives themselves the time of day just to stop and think. Like you might come back with the best next $1 billion idea if you just give yourself the time just to actually think. Like so meditation, everything like this, it's just important.
I guess
don't you reckon? Do you reckon that the world's just moving so quickly now that we're just not?
Of course.
Giving ourselves
like
that time.
more and more people are getting distracted by a lot of things, and that's a bad thing because they take this thing for normal, but it isn't normal at all.
Yeah.
It's all about balance in the end. You should like if you're doing something too much, man, do it more. Do less in the next weeks, months, whatever.
I swear it's not meant to be that hard, is it? Like, I really don't think. Just do what makes you happy and just make sure you're not doing too much of that, even if it is eating too many apples. My little brother, shout out to Aiden, he used to eat 9 apples a day.
Apples?
Up until he was 7 years old. And he would get chronic diarrhea everywhere we went. We couldn't take him anywhere. We couldn't leave the house. And we'd go out somewhere in public. I remember we were in Hawaii, of all places, and everyone had to go, like, take turns saying, "Oh, it's your turn to take Aiden to the toilet. He's got diarrhea again." And I'm like, fuck, bro. Just not eat as many apples as that. Like, it's not that fucking hard. So we'd always have to take in turns of taking Aiden to the bloody toilet. But then he soon grew out of that phase, and he might eat the odd occasional apple now. He's 20 years old, so he grew out of that phase. Thank fuck, because I'd still be holding his hand, taking him to go to his diarrhea. But
shout out to him, man.
Yeah,
definitely shout out to him.
Yeah. Shout out to Ado. Shout out to my other brother Nathan. He's an interesting fella. He's very well travelled, seasoned traveller, and he's back at home as well. Loves a podcast game. He's going to be frothing when I tell him I'm on a podcast. He'll be like, "What's it called?" I'll be like, I don't know. We're just in the studio at the moment, man. Like, it's in the works. Sick.
No, but just to maybe conclude the last point regarding getting distracted a lot and everything. If you sit down, you just alone, or it doesn't matter, before you go to sleep, actually, your head is always full of different thoughts. Always, like, man. What did I do now? What should I do tomorrow? Then random thoughts of as fuck, like, I don't know, hey, Coco Jumbo. Yeah, for real, like some things like this. I got actually one random word sometimes in my head. It's kaleidoscope. I don't know. Sometimes it's just appearing, kaleidoscope.
I want to. Random word that pops into my head.
And the thing is,
do you like kaleidoscopes?
Actually, I said that once to a friend of mine, and she just gave it to me as a present, a kaleidoscope, like a few weeks ago. I actually don't.
Mental.
I don't know if I would like that actually, but it's useless as fuck, to be honest.
Yeah, they really are. Unless you're buddy tripping balls, and you're like, what is going on right now?
Oh man. In the end, I guess I shouldn't just conclude this thing. Fuck that, man. No, it's just, you said it already. Just be a little bit more alone.
Yeah, I think
take time for yourself.
I think people were so quick to say that they're bored as well. Like, what do you mean?
I cannot understand that. I cannot understand anybody who's like bored.
Yeah.
How can you be bored? You can like do whatever you want all the time, or you can at least do things. So,
I'll stare at a wall when I'm not bored. But that's just because I just got things going over in my brain, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. Oh yeah, that's cool. Like, you don't need to be bored. Boredom, I think, is a construct of due to lacking creativity. I would have thought.
Yeah.
When you're bored, you need creativity, and then there's creativity. There's no limit to that. If you're always creative, you're never bored. So
that's right, though. But how could you then work on your creativity if you're like lacking of it?
I think creativity is something that is multidimensional. It's not creativity to me and you is probably completely different. We're seeing it in a completely different sense. Like, creativity to maybe me is just expressing myself through a fucked up like dance when I'm partying or something, like, or even just sitting somewhere and just throwing a rock at a coconut. Just doing stuff that I want to do, like, and just, that's what I think people are so quick to go, fuck, like, I'm so bored, like, what can I do? Oh, I know the perfect thing. Throw rocks at a coconut. It's entertainment for days. You know what I mean?
Just listen to Josh Smith.
This is the white shit that I'm teaching kids back at
life
home
coach
in
from Australia. No, I got you. I got you. Like, just do, man. Just do things.
Yeah.
And when you do things, you're going to do it like this way and that way. You're going to try different ways. And the more you try it out, the more creative you're going to get. Because it's not like just, I mean, the word creative is about creating something, about doing. So I just realized it.
And like, I always used to think, and it wasn't until someone, I can't even remember who it was, but shout out to whoever it was that I can't remember, that was telling me about creativity. I always just thought through school and stuff, it's like more to do with art. And I always thought to myself, I'm not that creative. Like,
Mm-hmm.
You know? But then I thought about it. I'm like, nah. When I was like taking on what I actually thought creativity was, I realized that I am creative, and I'm creative most of the time through my expression because I'm quite like extroverted and I'm quite out there, and I think of fucking things to do and say and whatever, and that's where I've found my creativity, and that's where I guess it's just that constant evolving nature of creativity and what it can do to a person. Like creativity is, it's epic. Wow, I'm getting really philosophical right now. It's
That's
good.
dope, though. That's dope. I enjoyed it.
The past 4 months, I've just been talking pure shit, but it's good to good to get philosophical.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. But yeah, you want to continue philosophical stuff, or should we just switch to randomness?
Oh, I don't mind, man.
I'm just
completely cruising. I'm actually last night. Have you had the passion fruit mezcal yet?
I drank mezcal like 2 days ago.
You got to try the passion fruit mezcal. 50 pesos. Shout out to the 6. That's where you get it from. Delicious. Had a little bit too much of it last night though. Wait, no, we just had the margaritas. Are you painting your nose? That's beautiful. See, when we're talking about creativity,
yeah, this guy was just literally
anything.
painting his foot.
Max is now a walking painting. He already was a work of art, but now he's a walking painting. I don't think I've ever seen one of those in my life before.
No, but just to maybe regarding mezcal as well, I have to add a thing. I usually don't drink at all.
Oh,
like
really?
nothing. Yeah, okay, before 2 days because there was.
Serbian?
I'm Serbian, yeah.
Yeah, don't they love drinking?
They love drinking, yeah. My whole family loves.
One of my best mates is Serbian, and his grandpa would always go to us when we were like 13 years old. He goes, "Drink, you strong man. Drink."
The more Serbian thing is schnapps. You know what?
Schnapps.
It's like, or it's in German, it's schnapps. I don't know. Like it's a liquor made out of fruits. Like it could be like a plum. It could be an apple as well, because we're talking about apples several times, and it's like quite strong. My uncle is doing it by his own, and that's the thing, for example, that I enjoy drinking, but not all day, you know,
because it's in your blood,
more or less, I guess. And red wine is a thing I enjoy drinking sometimes, but usually I don't drink. Like before 2 days, there was a huge exception because of the wedding, because they had like mezcal with maracuya juice and with coconut juice. I'm like, well, why not? I'm gonna try that. But okay, let's say like that. I drink not that much. Yeah, like literally not that much.
Is that just a choice that you've?
Yeah, made? I don't know. I mean, it's all about money in the end. First, I don't want to spend money on things that make me feel worse afterwards.
Saving money.
For real, no. I mean, it costs money. And the second thing, it makes you feel worse afterwards if you drank a little bit too much. If you're enjoying one thing, I see it like as enjoying like a cake or something. It's okay. But if we are again, like if you take too much, but that's the thing. I guess 90% of the people that drink alcohol, they're not like drinking and enjoying. They're like exaggerating all the time, because having a hangovers and everything is having fun as well. What is like that's like true. Yeah. Of course, it's like about having fun as well. But if you do it too often and everything, I don't know. It doesn't make that much sense to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, since I've been away here, I must admit I have had a few beers, couple beers. But I think it's really nice. Like even at home, and it's just nice to get off the gas and just kick back and. It is amazing how good you feel, but it's just something about when you're in your 20s, everyone just wants to get fucked up. And it's like... That
depends actually on who you surround with.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if the majority is like
about quotes. So a quote that my grandpa would always say is, the company in which you keep is the company in which you perform. So basically it's like, if you hang around shit, you're going to smell like shit. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm going to write it down as soon as we're done with this podcast, for real. Like, thanks for this one.
Yeah, if you hang around with shit, you're going to smell like shit, you know? So just hang around with good people and you're going to, more than likely, going to be a good people. If you're hanging around with dickheads, well, chances are, I hate to tell you. Dickhead.
No, for real,
Yeah.
100%. So it's not that hard,
Yeah.
but to find people like this. But of course, it's not that easy as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you can be very lucky sometimes, I think, with the people that you find in life. And yeah, I'm pretty lucky here. These guys are some of my good friends that have been here. Girlfriend there. Shout out.
Shout
Mika.
out to your girlfriend,
Yeah,
to
Mika.
Mika.
You're famous now. You're in the interwebs. Nah, you're not in there, Max. I'm sorry to tell you.
Man. Let's leave it by that. Maybe one last chapter of this podcast, because
Hit
I
me up.
want to talk about like some Australia, like the first 5 things that came up to my mind. that come up to my mind when I think about Australia. Is first a kangaroo, of course. Second thing, Aborigines. Third thing, Aussie man reviews.
Oh, yeah.
This guy.
Do you understand them? Oh, they got subtitles.
Subtitles? No, yeah. With subtitles,
Yeah.
it's not a thing. But when I just look a video of him without any subtitles, it's just talking to you.
Yeah. Exactly right.
No. Like, I
No, but
understand.
do you know what? That guy's probably doing good things for Australians worldwide, because people can actually understand what the fuck.
Exactly.
saying.
And
Yeah.
and I like his slang and everything,
Yeah.
because, like, it's just him all the
Yeah.
time. The fourth thing is, for no reason, Perth. Perth is like one of the most boring cities that I heard about. Like, for real. Like, that's what the people are saying
Really?
about Perth.
I've heard good things about it.
Okay, maybe you say something
I've
different.
never been there.
I've never been too. So, and the last thing
What's
is,
that?
I don't know the name in English, but there's this one animal that is swimming around the water with this duck thing. It's called Schnabeltier in German. I don't know, man, what it is in English. It's swimming around Tasmania as well.
Turtle.
No, not a turtle. Like,
Stingray.
it has like, no, not a stingray. Fuck that.
Dolphin.
Yeah, almost a dolphin. Almost, yeah.
Do you know, is it a dolphin?
No, it isn't.
Well, so it's like got this circle thing.
No. That's, I don't know how to describe this animal. Like, I really don't know. Fuck that. Fuck
Well,
that.
after the podcast, we're going to look up this animal and maybe we might edit it in
Okay, and then
for the viewers.
what do you like the most about your fucking country?
What do I love about it?
The last thing.
Well, the thing is, I don't want to go home, but as much as I say that, I'm very fortunate because I'm so lucky, man. Like, I'm so lucky to have the freedom that we have. We get good paying jobs, and like we even get the opportunity to then get a really good education. And I've been so fortunate my entire way through living with Australia. So I think the best thing about Australia is this opportunity, and the ability to live the life that I live. Like, when I'm at home at summer, I'm just like, there is nothing more that I love than this. Like, this is literally the best fucking life ever. And majorly due to the fact that I'm coming from such a lucky country being Australia. So hopefully one day you make it and you get to see it for yourself. Like, yeah, it can be a little bit expensive at times. Oh, look at this set coming through.
Whoa.
Madness. And we get really good waves, so we
Yeah.
gotta love that. But yeah, man, and I mean the reason why Australia is so good is because it gives me an opportunity to come somewhere like this. I get to meet people like you, and I get to do it all. And I reckon I'm lucky that I get to do this because I'm Australian, and that's what I love most about it. So yeah.
These were the last words in this podcast of Josh Smithers. Smith. Shout out to everyone who is listening to this and watching
to
this.
the viewers at home.
Thanks for your time. Like, really, I don't know you or didn't know you before this podcast.
feel
Now
like
I know
you're
you.
my brother.
Now we're brothers, yeah?
That's it.
Man,
Fuck
thank you
yeah.
very much.
Thank you, bro.
See you.
Appreciate it.
Let's go to the sea.
Yeah.